Once upon a time, the little elephant Lolo woke up from his nap, and his little friend, the squirrel Samo, was laying next to him. "I'm hungry," said Lolo. "I'd really like to go find some food to eat." Samo said, "Okay, well, what should we eat?" "We are down here by the watermelons, aren't we? Let's eat some watermelons." Lolo started to eat watermelons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 watermelons. Samo was still working on the first little piece of one. "Do you think you're almost done?" Samo asked. "No, I think I've got quite a few more left in me. We've got a long journey, don't we? We gotta go all the way back before nightfall." Samo kept eating his watermelon. "Well, should we go try for some oranges? I quite like an orange right now. It's a little different than the watermelon and the peanuts we've had so far." Yum, 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 yum. Lolo took a stop from chomping on watermelons. "Okay, well, where do we find an orange?" "Well, we just have to go look at the trees with the little orange things growing on them. They're over near us here by the bay. We just have to swim over to that little island where the orange trees are. See?" "Yeah, let's go. I could always try some new food. An orange sounds lovely." And so Samo climbed on top of Lolo, and Lolo swam across the bay. Swam, swim, 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 swim. Swim, swim, swim. He started to get tired. And he saw a big alligator swimming in the bay near them. So Lolo got out of the water onto the island and watched the alligator swim away. Samo said, "I'm sure glad he didn't eat us." Lolo laughed. "A little alligator, he can't eat us. Well, maybe you, but we're friends, so he wouldn't try to eat you when I'm around." "Oh, that's right. I'm so happy you're my friend." "And I'm happy that you're my friend, especially if we can find these oranges which you talk." "Look right up there," Samo said, pointing to a tree with a lot of round, orange-colored fruit hanging from the branches. "My word, there's so many. How do we pluck them? We just reach up our trunks and pull them down?" "That could work. Give it a try." Lolo stood up on his rear legs, leaned high up into the sky, reached out his trunk, wrapped his trunk around an orange, and plucked it down. He gave the first one to his friend Samo. Samo's little tiny squirrel teeth started chewing on the orange. And Lolo reached up and plucked more and more and more. Plucked one, ate one. Plucked one, ate one. He must have eaten 50 oranges. And he said, "Samo, these are quite lovely. I do like an orange quite a bit. So what do you think we should do now? Finally head home?" "Yeah, I think we should go because it's gonna get dark soon. Will you swim us back across?" "Okay, happy to." So Samo hopped on top of Lolo and they swam across the bay. Swim, 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 swim. Go lay down, buddy. Paddington, lay down. Paddington. Lay down. Down. Good boy. Good boy. Stay there. It's time to go to sleep, buddy. Relax. It's time to go to sleep. Shh, 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 shh. Shh, 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 shh. Samo held on to Lolo's ears and swam across the bay. Then they got back to the land and started walking step, 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 step until they made it back to the forest. They started walking through the forest. They stopped, of course, so Lolo could eat some more apples. Samo helped bring them from the tree down to the ground where Lolo could pick them up and eat them. They made it all the way back to Lolo's family just as the sun was starting to set. Lolo's mom said, "Well, I'm so glad you're home. I was worried. Please don't stay out so late next time." "Okay, Mom," Lolo said, "but we had the most wonderful adventure. We ate peanuts and watermelons and oranges. It was just such a delicious adventure." "Well, you're someone who sure likes their food, huh? We've got a lot of good food here. A lot of grass and branches, a lot of hay. Very good." "Oh, yes," Lolo said, "but sometimes I quite like a little bit different food. I'd love to try all of these vegetables that Samo talks about. He says that broccoli is terribly delicious. And he says that he loves peas, especially when they're smashed. And of course, I had those oranges and watermelons and those little tiny peanuts, which were delicious. Samo, what is your favorite food in the whole wide world?" "That's a tough question. I think probably a cashew. Cashew's probably my favorite." "Well, one day we should quest for some cashews. Are they little, like watermelons?" Samo laughed. "No, watermelons are huge. Cashews are like the size of a peanut. Those are actually little. I can eat a couple of those." Samo said, "But I'm getting so tired. I think it's time I go to sleep. What do you think? Are you tired, buddy?" "Yes, I'm quite tired myself. I guess maybe it is time for a nap. Mom, will you tell me a bedtime story? We tell Samo a bedtime story." "Bedtime story? You haven't brushed your teeth yet. Let's brush your teeth, and you too, little Samo." And Mama Elephant whipped her tail around and gave the little tiny hairs for Lolo and Samo to brush their teeth with her tail hairs. That's how they brush their teeth. When they were all done brushing, they laid down, and Mama Elephant said, "Once upon a time there was a very good little elephant, and he was always hungry. And he went looking for food, and he found a good little friend, a little squirrel. And the two of them would walk and eat and walk and eat. And that's a good day, very good day. And I love that little elephant very, very much. He's such a good boy." "Mother, was that story about me and Samo?" "Yes, it was. So let's also go to sleep now. Are you ready? Your teeth are brushed. You've eaten well today. I'll tuck you in under this nice little blanket made of hay." And Mama tucked the baby elephant and the little tiny squirrel friend under a blanket of hay. Lolo felt so warm. He felt his mom's trunk on his face giving him a little kiss. And Lolo said, "Oh, thank you, Mom. I am quite tired. I think it is time for me to go to sleep." And Lolo closed his eyes. And he started thinking of all the wonderful foods that he had eaten that day, and all of the wonderful foods that he would get to try with his friend Samo. And right now he would just think about the sun being so tired that it was going to sleep, and that he would be like the sun and go to sleep too. His eyes grew heavy and he closed them, because you shouldn't hold on to heavy things for too long. You set them down or you close them. He breathed in and out nice and slow, and he fell asleep.